What if you could come back from the great beyond as something else? If that idea fascinates you, then this ranked list of anime about reincarnation will definitely have some good recommendations for you. The best reincarnation anime on this list can be a TV series, film, or OVA, as long as the subject is about someone being reincarnated. Reincarnation is the concept that a person's essence continues after their body dies and may be reborn into a new one after their lifetime. These anime focus on the theme of reincarnation, featuring characters who either have been reborn into a new life cycle or may be carrying the spirits of past lives, as well as having their own personality. Welcome to AniTube. We're counting down the top 10 anime where the main character is reincarnated. A very strange thing happened to Mamiya Sakura as a child. She disappeared in the woods behind her grandmother's house. Of course, Sakura doesn't quite recall what happened next, but she's been seeing dead people ever since: ghosts at home, ghosts at school, and even ghosts on the street. Now that she's in high school, another strange thing has happened in her life. A desk next to her that sat empty all year is suddenly filled by an oddly dressed boy named Rinne. Rinne seems to be capable of seeing the same things Sakura does, and sometimes, other people can't even see him. What sort of secret is Rinne hiding, and how is he connected to Sakura's strange power? In Kyoukai no Rinne, another world exists alongside the one we live in. Thanks to Rinne, Mamiya Sakura will get to know this world and the wacky characters that inhabit it. Bring it back. Once upon a time, a race known as the Shadow Angels attacked Earth to harvest the life force of all those who inhabited the planet. Thanks to some outrageous miracle, the Shadow Angels went dormant, and humanity was able to live another 12,000 years without fearing their presence. But 11 years after a catastrophe dubbed the Holy Genesis brought ruin to the Earth, the Shadow Angels were stirred from their slumber and resumed the attacks once more. To give humanity somewhat of a chance, an organization known as Diva was formed, and use of a robotic weapon named Aquarion has been authorized. In order for the Aquarion to be brought to full power, 3 pilots must combine their hearts, bodies, and souls into one, a feat few can hope to accomplish. Thus, the search for so-called element users was prioritized, hoping to ensure humanity's future. Sousie no Aquarion follows the story of Apollo, a near-feral young man brought up in poverty, who is believed to be a legendary hero reincarnated. After his best friend is taken by the Shadow Angels, Apollo chooses to become an Aquarion pilot. Will he be able to turn the tides of the war and free humanity from the threat of the Shadow Angels for once and for all? Nashi awakens only to learn he is dead. A rifle-toting girl named Yuri explains that they are in the afterlife, and Nashi realizes the only thing he can remember about himself is his name. Yuri tells him that she leads the Shindasekai Sensen afterlife battlefront and wages war against a girl named Tenchi. Unable to believe Yuri's claims that Tenchi is evil, Nashi attempts to speak with her, but the encounter doesn't go as he intended. Nashi decides to join the SSS and battle Tenchi, but he finds himself oddly drawn to her. While trying to regain his memories and understand Tenchi, he gradually unravels the mysteries of the afterlife. Tanya Degurachev is a young soldier infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hellbent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into World War, with only being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. After dying a laughable and pathetic death on his way back from buying a game, high school student and recluse Kazuma Satu finds himself sitting before a beautiful but obnoxious goddess named Aqua. She provides the NEET with 2 options. Continue on to heaven or reincarnate in every gamer's dream, a real fantasy world. Choosing to start a new life, Kazuma is quickly tasked with defeating a demon king who is terrorizing villages. But before he goes, he can choose one item of any kind to aid him in his quest, and the future hero selects Aqua. But Kazuma has made a grave mistake. Aqua is completely useless. Unfortunately, their troubles don't end here. It turns out that living in such a world is far different from how it plays out in a game. Instead of going on a thrilling adventure, the duo must first work to pay for their living expenses. Indeed, their misfortunes have only just begun. In the kingdom of Earlshide, Merlin Walford was once regarded as a national hero, hailed for both his power and achievements. Preferring a quiet life, however, he secludes himself deep in the rural woods, dedicating his time to raising an orphan that he saved. This orphan is Shin, a normal salaryman in modern-day Japan who was reincarnated into Merlin's world while still retaining his past memories. As the years pass, Shin displays unparalleled talent in both magic casting and martial arts, much to Merlin's constant amazement. On his 15th birthday, however, it becomes apparent that Shin only developed his combat skills and nothing else, leaving him with blatant social awkwardness, a lack of common sense, and a middling sense of responsibility. As a result, Shin enrolls in the kingdom's magic academy to hone his skills and mature among other teenagers. However, living a normal life is impossible, as he is established as a local celebrity almost as soon as he arrives. Kenja no Mago follows Shin Walford's high school life in the capital as he makes new friends, learns about the world, and fights off the various forces of evil surrounding him and his city. Ichiro Suzuki, a programmer nearing his 30s, is drowning in work. Worn out, he eventually has a chance to catch up on sleep, only to wake up and discover himself in a fantasy RPG world, which is mashed together from the games he was debugging in reality. In this new place, he realizes that not only has his appearance changed to a younger version of himself, but his name has also changed to Satu, a nickname he used while running beta tests on games. However, before Satu can fully grasp his situation, an army of lizardmen launch an assault on him. Forced to cast a powerful spell in retaliation, Satu wipes them out completely, and his level is boosted to 310, effectively maximizing his stats. Now, as a high-leveled adventurer armed with a plethora of skills and no way to return to reality, Satu sets out to explore this magical new world. In a thoughtless blunder, God accidentally strikes down Tuya Mochizuki with a stray bolt of lightning. As an apology, God offers him one wish and the chance to live again in a magical fantasy world. Tuya happily accepts the offer and, for his one wish, asks only to keep his smartphone with him as he begins his journey into this mysterious world. Starting over in this new world, Tuya finds it is filled with magic which he has an affinity for and cute girls vying for his attention. These girls, the twins Lins and Els Silhaueska, Yumina Ernie of Belfast, Lean, and Ye Kokono, provide Tuya with no end of romantic frustrations, but also companionship as he discovers the secrets of this new world. Having died in a car accident, Tsubasa Kurata, an otaku from modern Japan, is reborn in the Fremavilla Kingdom, a medieval world where powerful mechs called Silhouette Knights are used to fight horrific demonic beasts. Born into a noble family under the name of Ernesti Echeverria and bestowed with prodigious magical abilities, he enrolls into Royal Lahala Academy. This school of magic trains young men and women on how to pilot the Silhouette Knights, prepping them to protect the kingdom from threats, both demonic and human. Ernesti teams up with the twins named Adeltrid and Archidolter with the goal to create his own Silhouette Knight one day, a feat unheard of for several centuries. 37-year-old Satoru Mikami is a typical corporate worker who is perfectly content with his monotonous lifestyle in Tokyo, other than failing to nail down a girlfriend even once throughout his life. In the midst of a casual encounter with his colleague, he falls victim to a random assailant on the streets and is stabbed. However, while succumbing to his injuries, a peculiar voice echoes in his mind and recites a bunch of commands which the dying man cannot make sense of. When Satoru regains consciousness, he discovers that he has reincarnated as a goop of slime in an unfamiliar realm. In doing so, he acquires newfound skills, notably the power to devour anything and mimic its appearance and abilities. He then stumbles upon the sealed catastrophe-level monster Storm Dragon Veridora, who had been sealed away for the past 300 years for devastating a town to ashes. Sympathetic to his predicament, Satoru befriends him, promising to assist in destroying the seal. In return, Veridora bestows upon him the name Rimuru Tempest to grant him divine protection. Now, liberated from the mundanities of his past life, Rimuru embarks on a fresh journey with a distinct goal in mind. As he grows accustomed to his new physique, his gooey antics ripple throughout the world, gradually altering his fate. That wraps up this edition of our top 10 list. Which one among these shows are you most excited to see? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see more anime-related content.